best friend, and just saw her a few minutes ago. I haven't seen her in a long time. So this is
What'd you end up doing after high school? Whatever became of you?
whatever became of me. I became a teacher. Yeah. High school.
Wow. How's high school changed from now to when you went?
Well, the school I was at was very small. It was great. I don't teach anymore now. I just have kids. I'm a full-time mom.
I graduated and got married and became a mom. I have 4 beautiful children, and I've been home working my tail off there.
A housewife. I have 3 kids. One's going to graduate this year from high school, Burbank High, and just busy doing that.
Anything you'd like to say to everyone before we go?
No. Have a great time.
Have fun.
Starting quick. Doug Canterbury, Camarillo, California.
Diane Baker, Canterbury, Camarillo, California.
Vicki Battles, Coble, Camarillo, California, right next to the Canterburies.
And what do you remember most about high school, Vicki?
You wouldn't want to know. What do I don't know.
Oh, the fun of it all.
Were you high school sweethearts?
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
Are you still married today?
Married going on 19 years.
Pretending today. What? 3.
I have 3 children, 7, 5, and 2.
What'd you think, Diane, when you first saw your husband back in high school?
Oh gosh. I didn't like him. I didn't like him.
What about Diane?
Oh, I was madly in love from the moment I saw her.
Did you ever think you'd end up married to her?
Oh yeah. I figured it was inevitable.
So what are you up to now, Doug? What do you do?
I own a business along with her husband. We're manufacturers reps, and we're in the electronics industry. We do design, engineering, and sales.
I just stay at home and take care of kids.
I work at home. I'm very busy with 3 children.
Do you have anything you'd like to say before we go?
Bye.
Bye.
See you later.
Hi, my name is Sherry Teas, and I live in Canyon Country.
My name's Ed Wanick, and I live in Canyon Country also. Almost neighbors, I guess.
What do you remember most about high school, Edward?
I guess stage crew. It's on the stage crew, and too bad not too many guys are here. They're in the class below me, but a few are around, and that was a lot of fun.
I remember the band. I wasn't in it, but I remember the band, and pitching pennies in the hall.
What'd you end up doing after high school? What are you doing now?
I'm teaching preschool.
I work right down the street in Glendale. I've been there for the last 15 years.
Did you get married, have kids?
No, neither one.
Yes, I'm married, and I have 2 boys, ages 14 and 11.
You having a good time tonight?
Yes, I'm having a good time tonight.
Great time. Very good time.
My name is Luz Marina Hayes, and I'm living in Santa Clarita Valley.
And I'm Tom Dione, and I live in Westchester.
I'm Larry Brontino. I live in Ventura, California. 93035. Phone number 805-984-1011.
You got a lot of time on your hands there.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
What do you remember most about high school, Larry?
All the pretty girls, and they still look pretty today.
I thought you were going to reel off the address.
No, I'm not. What was that question again?
Oh, it's Luz and Linnell for Varsity Yell.
Her.
And her. It was Luz and
And
Linnell.
us together for Varsity Yell.
Yeah. Rough.
Were they
Oh. I want to get rid of us.
What do we remember? Linnell, we got to remember. What do we
The
remember?
raisins. It's raisins that make Burbank High so wonderful. It's raisins.
I don't remember that. I remember when Linnell stuck me in the slider, the art slider.
Oh,
and then the doorbell rang, and I was
No,
stuck
not doorbell. It's called the bell to go to class.
That's right. The bell to go to class.
I locked her in the thing.
In the art showcase. She locked me in the art showcase, and the door
What about Andrew's sisters?
and the bell rang, and here I was, and everybody's staring at me. I do remember that.
Were they pretty wild back in high school?
Yeah, they were a motley crew. We all were pretty motley crew. bright lights like that from the Burbank Police Department, mostly. And the endless number of parties that we went to on Friday nights.
What are you doing now? What'd you end up doing?
I work for a corporate security contractor, funny enough.
Whatever happened to me? Well, 2 kids later, and a wonderful husband. And I'm a homemaker, so I'm home with my kids while my husband's out working, yes.
I work for a sound contractor called Acromedia. We're scared of work.
Having a good time tonight? Recognize a lot of people?
Yeah, I do. I'd like to recognize a few more, but I'm looking, but I can't seem to find them, but I think I will.
Marina.
Yes. Well, you know, I got here kind of late.
Oh, wait, here's Lori, another cheerleader.
Look, we've talked.
I know, but he doesn't like us.
Go Bulldogs.
I got here kind of late, so I haven't really had a chance to see everybody, but hoping I can make the rounds and see everybody. And
Yeah, I went to the 10-year, and I can recognize people more readily than the 20-year. Seems like after 20 years, people have changed quite a bit more. So I'm having fun, though. Thanks.
My name is Sharon Asher Schultz. I live in South Lake Tahoe.
Hi, I'm Cheryl Ann Smith. I live in Burbank, California.
Hi, I'm Randy Parks, and I still live in Burbank.
Hi, I'm Ann Kubelik Law. My name is Ann Kubelik. Where do I live? In Burbank, California.
Hi, I'm Cindy Shremlisi, and yes, I still live in Burbank too.
What's one of your best memories of high school?
It was all fun. Yeah, I had a good time in high school.
My best memories, the older guys.
There's a lot of good memories. Bob's after the football games.
Oh, honey, I didn't hear the question. We're talking. Best memory? Oh, probably my high school boyfriend, Terry Mancuri.
You still keep in touch with him?
Yes, I saw him this evening. Oh, come on, he was my life. He was my life when I was a senior.
He's right over there.
The girls getting together after the football games.
What are you up to now? What'd you end up doing?
I work at Harrah's Casino in South Lake Tahoe as a 21 dealer and craft dealer.
Oh, I forgot to mention that I was on the color guard, and that was also a part of my life.
What's the question? What'd you end up doing? Surviving. I'm in the printing business.
I have my own business, an advertising specialty company.
Did you get married? Have kids?
I got married, I have 2 children, 8 and 4, 2 girls.
What do I do now? Oh, well, I went to college and I became a special education teacher for LA Unified School District.
You having a good time tonight?
Yeah, I'm having a great time.
I can't hear you. I'm having, yes, so far.
Having a really good time, but I don't remember who you are.
I'm having the best time tonight.
I'm having a very nice time.
I'm Rob Kaufman. I live in Redondo Beach.
Becky Mentor. I live in Valencia.
Wes Clark. I live in Springfield, Virginia.
Mike McDaniel. I live in Burbank, California. Unfortunately.
Gail Applebaum. I live in Santa Clarita, California.
What's one thing you remember about Burbank High?
Hanging out with the guys on the senior patio.
I remember hanging out with my friends, which I am here with tonight.
Gail Applebaum remembers hanging out with me because she gave me my first kiss. She's lying to you. The one thing I remember was being an utterly clueless 18-year-old.
Hanging out with all these guys at lunch and cutting class.
Being the unrecognized streaker. Finally coming out of the closet.
All right, did you get married, have kids?
I'm married. I have 1 daughter, 3 years old.
Married, no kids.
What was the question? Yes, I've been married happily for 14 years, and I have 3 children.
Yes, I'm married, and I'm one of the 5 people who have 5 kids. That's 5, yes, real 5.
I'm living with somebody for the last 9 years, and they have 6 children.
DeRue. She's been married 20 years. Seems like it, huh? Okay, our next award is going to go to who has the most children. We have a tie. The first person is Michael McDaniels. He has 5 children. Congratulations.
My wife went for the same thing.
Yes, I bet she did. I wanted to tell you all, too, that the prizes that we're giving out have been donated by Ann Kubelik Law, and she and her husband donated some really nice watches. Her husband is a watch manufacturer, and she designed the watch face. It's 1974 Burbank Bulldogs, and it's really nice. She did a really good job. Okay, our other classmate who has the most children is Richard Taylor. He also has 5 children. And I'm going to ask Richard to stay up here because on the questionnaire that I sent out, there was a question, are you a grandparent? And I got all kinds of responses back saying, are you kidding? You must be nuts. Well, we have a grandparent. Here you go, Richard. Let's do a couple of raffles, and we have a couple more awards. Okay, the first number is 4682. And the prize is 1 hour computer consultation
speechless at a time like this, but I retired in 1982 after I came to Burbank in 1947. It was still just one high school, and then Burroughs was a junior high. And had 40 wonderful years teaching. I appreciate it. I couldn't do anything nicer to a retired teacher to invite him to an occasion like this. We have time tonight for my new jokes, so we'll have to skip those. But look around the room. I'll just share one story. Look around the room and you got middle-class America, people who have been very successful. Can you imagine what a reunion will look like in about 20 years from now in Burbank High? It'll look like a rainbow coalition. A lot of changes, ethnicity and all the rest. If I was going to start teaching today, I'd have to learn to speak Spanish. One quick story. Got time for one story. This country mouse got lost in the big city. He was running down the street, scared to death, and all of a sudden he heard this growling behind him. And he looked back and there was this big tomcat bounding down the street after him. So he took off like a herd of turtles running down the street, and he saw this manhole with a little finger hole. He dove in. He landed on a shelf about a foot down below. The cat got there and reached down, couldn't reach him. Safe. All of a sudden he heard a barking of the dog and the patter of feet, and all of a sudden it took off. The sound was gone. The dog had chased the cat away, he thought. He crawled out of the hole, he looked around, and all of a sudden there was the cat waiting for him. He says, little feller, if you're going to survive in the big city, you've got to be bilingual. That's what you've got to need today, bilingual. Things have changed down at Burbank High. Thanks again for this chance of being here. Wonderfully, thank you.
Yearbook picture. You do. It's good. And for the male, it's Hung Yen. Hung Yen. Who wants to do a yearbook picture?
Georgia McElwain, and I live in North Hollywood, California.
What's your best memory of high school?
I don't have any. I just cut in class and taking a long lunch.
What'd you end up doing after high school? What are you doing now?
I'm a bookkeeper and an accountant and a personal assistant.
Why are you so shy about getting on a camera?
Well, I haven't seen anyone or contacted anyone in 20 years, and I just got here, and it's kind of weird.
Make the silliest face you possibly can.
No, this is silly enough.
Got anything you want to say before we go?
Mark Stiver, living in Palmdale.
What's one of your best memories of high school?
Oh, just the whole experience was great.
What'd you end up doing after high school?
Excuse, I can't hear you. I'm working for Lockheed right now. Married, got 2 kids, 2 girls, 10 and 7.
You having a good time tonight?
Yes, having a great time.
Wait.
My name is Kathy Rhodes Sargentio. I'm living in Burbank still.
What's one of your fondest memories about high school?
Oh gosh, I don't know.
Who were some of the teachers, some of your favorites?
Mrs. Fry, the art teacher. Mr. Haynes was one. Mrs. Renetti, the speech teacher.
Are you married, Kathy? Any children?
I have 3 kids, 15, 10, and 4. And I've been married for 18 years. Burroughs graduate, 2A Burroughs graduate alumni.
Anything you'd like to say to the rest of the classmates here tonight?
It's been great. It's really strange being here with everybody again. So, that's about it.